John Airy here with Articulation Times, your source for action figure news, with a figure review for you today of Ezio from the game Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. This is from a company called Unimax. They're making 3 3/4 inch, 4-inch action figures based on video games, and this is their Game Stars collectibles line. Let's open them up. Okay, so we got Ezio out of the package. First thoughts, this is a pretty nice figure. Picked him up for $7.99 at my local Target, and I'm actually kind of digging him. I'm surprised how much I like him, only because I had low expectations going in. Unimax is a company that, well, I've never purchased any of their action figures before, and outside of their Crisis 2 series, I've never actually seen any of their action figures up close. So this is kind of a first time for me, and I'm pleasantly surprised. Let's start first with the articulation. Ezio here has full range of articulation, especially for a 3 3/4 inch figure. His head has some articulation, but it's really hard to get into because it's covered in this plastic hood. So you can't really move his head around very easily. You can, but you really have to get in there and smush his face around, and it's kind of a pain. He has a ball and socket on his shoulder, so you can get that shoulder anywhere you need to go. He has a ball and socket on his elbow, so that elbow is very flexible as well. He has rotation on his hands. Those will go full 360 degrees. He has a swivel on his waist. He has full articulation on his legs here with a ball and socket where the legs meet the pelvis, although you can't really see it because it's covered in this rubbery plastic overcoat thing. What would you call that? A tunic, robe? Not sure. Anyway, he has a ball and socket for the knees, and then a ball and socket with full rotation and hinging on the ankle. So you can really get this guy in any position you need to. Really good articulation actually for this figure, which again, I'm pleasantly surprised. The figure is really interesting in the fact that it's covered with this robe, this kind of rubbery robe here. And normally when you have robes around the legs, or like overcoats or anything like that, it hinders the articulation. Not so with Ezio here. You can really move the legs around how they need to. So with this nice little cut here in the rubber of the robe, it really allows the legs to move around freely, which is really nice. Another thing I like about this figure, the accessories are pretty interesting. He has swappable hands, which is something you don't normally see for a figure this size, especially for the $7.99 price point. We're just going to swap one hand out real quick, and let's do this hand right here. You see he comes stocked with these little wrist knives, which are kind of cool, just like in the game. You just pop it out. It literally pops, and you just pop in the next hand. Come on. I would say that this is kind of hard to do. It's a little bit harder than I think it needs to be, although the joints are solid and they pop in and out so that they stay in there firm, which is pretty important. So I guess I shouldn't complain too much. Well, there goes that. And then he also comes with this little sword here, and the sword fits. It's kind of hard to get it into the hand. Once you got it into the hand, it looks nice, but it really takes some work. So maybe that's a downside to this figure. The sword not fitting into the hand as easy as I'd like, but considering all the cool things that this figure has going for it, I don't think I can really count that against it. Also, another thing I like about the sword here is he has this nice little section here on his robe where the sword will fit nicely, so you can walk around with it and it's not a big deal. So, I mean, overall, really nice looking figure, really nice articulation, good quality, really cool accessories. I wish the hand gripped the sword a little bit better, but I'm not going to get picky, and it's kind of hard to move the head around, but again, the hood really makes up for that. I mean, the hood's a really cool little feature, and It just looks nice texturing. So overall, big thumbs up to Unimax for bringing this figure to mass market retail, especially for the price point of $7.99. Well done. So especially if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, I would definitely pick up this Ezio. The game looks cool, and this figure is definitely cool. So, big thumbs up from me. Those are my thoughts on Ezio from Unimax's GameStars Collectibles line. What are yours? You can send me your comments, contact@articulationtimes.com. That's the email address, or leave a message on the Facebook, Twitter account, YouTube, wherever you like. For Articulation Times, I'm John Airy. Keep collecting.